Good afternoon and welcome to Sneaker News on today, July 19th, 2021. We'll take a look back at the weekend and the week ahead. To start off today, let's take a quick look back at this weekend's main release, the Jordan 1 Retro High Electro Orange. As expected, this release seemed to have more supply than demand, and at least for botters, it was a very easy cop. I saw very high success for manual users on Nike sneakers, which had over 30,000 stock in men's and over 6.5 in grade school, which again was the majority of the stock across all sites. Currently, resale prices are holding very well and have even increased in some larger sizes due to the fact that many of the online pairs that people have copped, including myself, are not in hand yet and have not even shipped out yet. So if you do have pairs in hand that you picked up from raffles or have already shipped out to you, I would sell them ASAP. Courtesy of the Cook Group, Rise.io, and Raccoon number 1337, we'll take a quick look back at the top bots from this release. First and foremost, Kodai AIO for the second release in a row has topped all bots and checkouts with over 10,000 checkouts, followed by Flare, Prism, Wrath, Valor, and Storm. Kylan AIO with 3,500 checkouts plus was also very good this release, and as you can see in the comments below, their bypass has been standing strong on foot sites and has been leading to a lot of checkouts for them, specifically on foot sites. Over the last few months, I know Kylan has been on and off for some releases and has bricked on some major releases, but it seems like over the last few drops, their bypass has been working much better, although a lot of the releases this month have not been as hyped, so that could be why it's working, and only on the most hype releases. For example, a Hyper Royal Jordan 1 could be one where they have failed, so keep an eye on them. I personally ran Wrath AIO for this release on both Shoe Palace and foot sites to secure pairs for our Cook Group, Soul Supply Co. for our auto checkout slots for our members. We did have a 100% success rate, so whatever people signed up for, they all got it. Like I said, this was a pretty easy release for botters. The one thing I did notice is usually my ISP subnet will perform the best on foot sites, and this time it was definitely live proxies. They have been struggling on some releases for me, but most of my checkouts were through live. I did have one through a mix of residential proxies, and on Shopify I only ran my Giroux subnet, and that was all my success on there. So I definitely recommend live proxies moving forward for foot sites. I know that they have had a lot of hype and some issues, but for me they definitely worked out. Also, if you guys did not get your pairs or you missed out on this release, definitely go down to the link in the description, try out our 1 week free trial for our Discord, and you can see it'll pay itself off in literally one drop. Moving on from that Jordan 1 release to another one, we do have more news regarding the Travis Fragment Air Jordan 1 High. Still set to release on July 29th, we did get some news over the weekend that a few Tier 0 EU retailers confirmed that they will not be receiving pairs, or allegedly not receiving pairs. Since then, a lot of speculation has begun to say that internationally this will be a sneakers and Travis site raffle exclusive and will not be at any other retailers for first come first serve release or raffles. Personally, I think that these two EU stores in question potentially could not be getting pairs, or just as easily could just say we're not getting pairs so that their followers don't bombard them with questions about, oh, are you backdooring, are you going to run a raffle, will it be first come first serve release. For a release like this where every single person that likes shoes or knows people around these Tier 0 retailer stores, they're all going to want these, they're all going to want to get their hands on these. So if these stores are getting the likely minuscule stock, they're definitely not going to want to release it to the public at all, and would definitely prefer to just release to their fans and their friends and family. So I believe that's probably more what we're seeing. Stay tuned for more information as we get closer to the release, because after some US stores start making declarations of whether they're going to get pairs or whether they have a raffle or this and that, we'll know more about it. But personally, I wouldn't jump to the conclusion that this will be sneakers only just yet. To round out today's episode, we are going to talk about the upcoming releases for the rest of July. As we all know, the beginning of the month was relatively quiet, but there are quite a few releases jam-packed into the back half of the month here that are worth noting. Courtesy of Capo Clock on IG for this graphic, we will take a look at the monthly view, and then we'll break down each individual shoe and what to expect from the release. Our first release we're going to take a look at is the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro FTC, also called the Lagoon Pulse. Releasing on July 21st at a retail price of $110, this is going to be an absolute must cop, both for the reason that it is a beautiful colorway and that resale prices are currently well over $400. As we know, for Nike SBs, they are only going to be released via sneakers as well as local skate shops. Be sure to check the IG and social media of your local skate shops, go into the store and ask them, and make sure you know what the release procedure is going to be so that you have some kind of chance to get your hands on these. And of course, at 10 a.m. on July 21st, make sure to enter on Nike Sneakers app. Also releasing on July 21st will be the release of the Nike LeBron 8 South Beach for a retail price of $200. We've been waiting for this colorway for quite a long time. It's been delayed and pushed, and will finally get its main release on the 21st. There have been some raffles already going on, and some have concluded and pairs have already started to ship out, but the main official release date will be the 21st. These will not be releasing on foot sites as they are a in-store raffle only, so make sure to check out all raffles to have a chance to cop these, as well as enter on Nike Sneakers at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on July 21st. On July 23rd, we'll see the release of two new off-white track shoes, officially titled the Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next Percent Off-White, in both the black scream green colorway you see here and the racer blue pink glow colorway here as well. Both will be releasing for a retail price of $260, and while resale prices are sitting pretty favorably high right now, near $390, $400 for both pairs, I do see these dropping pretty significantly following the release, based on the stock numbers. Obviously, if it's very low stock, they won't drop as much, but simply because the fact that these shoes have these track pins on the bottom and can't really be taken off or worn otherwise, they aren't that comfortable and won't have that much general use other than for a track. So I don't see there being as much demand for these as would warrant a $400 resale price, but we'll see. If you do want a chance to cop these, make sure to enter on the Nike Sneakers app on July 23rd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and check out for raffles as well. A day later, on July 24th, we will have the release of the Jordan 12 Retro Twist. Dropping at a retail price of $190 in men's and $140 in grade school, this very clean white colorway with red accent should have some resale value, as prices are hovering around $250 to $300 pre-sale right now. As we've seen with a lot of Jordan 12s in the past, the post-sale prices dip quite a bit and they generally become bricks right after the release. The University Gold Jordan 12 did have some resale value, I remember, but other than that, I would pretty much steer clear of these and focus on the other releases in the month. If you do want a chance to cop, I would suggest Nike Sneakers at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as they will have free shipping and free returns. Next, we'll take a look at the release of the Nike Dunk High Panda in women's sizing on July 27th. This pair, of course, looks very similar to the Nike Dunk High Black White that dropped in men's sizing earlier in 2021. Resale prices on these are okay, and I expect the women's sizing to do about the same. I don't see these loaded up on foot site calendars, so they could be more limited or could be sneakers only, so keep an eye out for that, as they may be worth the cop. A day later, on July 28th, we will see the release of the Nike Dunk High 1985 Undercover UBA. This is a collaboration with Undercover and has led to an increased retail price of $150 from the usual $110 for Dunks. Currently, pre-sale prices are decent, sitting around $250 to $300, but given the increased retail price, these might not have as much margin as we'd be hoping. They will see a release on Nike Sneakers on July 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as I'm sure raffles and potentially some other Tier 0 retailers, so keep an eye out for more release info on these. Following the Dunks on the 28th, we will finally have the official release of the Jordan 1 High, Fragment, and Travis Scott on July 29th for a retail price of $200. Not much more to be said about this release. This is an absolute must cop. Enter any and every raffle you can find and hope for the best. Following the Travis release, on July 30th we will have another colorway of the Nike Dunk High Ambush dropping, this time in the Flash Lime color for a retail price of $180. The past Fuchsia colorway did very well both in popularity and in resale price, and I do see the same happening here. Make sure to look out for any raffles for these, as well as entering on Nike sneakers at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on July 30th. Also on July 30th, we will see the release of two new Nike Dunk Lows in women's sizing, the first being the Purple Pulse, and the second, the Strike Yellow. Both will retail at $100 and have pretty solid pre-sale prices at the moment, both well over $200 with the Purple Pulse slightly ahead. Both of these are loaded up on Nike sneakers for a July 30th release, and in my opinion are a must cop for any Dunk fans. Finishing out the month of July, on July 31st we do have two releases, the first being the women's Nike Dunk Low in the light soft pink colorway. This will have a retail price of $100 and is currently loaded up on Foot Locker as well as Nike sneakers to drop on the 31st, so expect a full release at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Our final release of the month, also on July 31st, will be the Nike SB Dunk Low Para collaboration. This dunk will retail at a price of $110 and is currently loaded up on Nike sneakers for the 31st at 10 a.m. This is going to be a must cop again, as retail prices are over $600 currently, and these will be extremely difficult to cop in my opinion. Make sure to stop back here and check in for release details leading up to the drop. That is going to wrap it up for today's July 19th edition of Sneaker News. If you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Please drop us a like and subscribe. We will be releasing videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to keep you 100% updated on everything you need to know in the sneaker world. If you would like to join our Discord, there is a 1-week free trial down in the description. Feel free to check it out. Once you get in there, message me at SwoleSneakerhead, and I'll give you any details or answer any questions you may have. Again, thank you so much for joining us. For today's Monday, July 19th edition of Sneaker News, this is Swole Sneakerhead signing out. I will see you guys on Wednesday.